Welcome. In this video, the event, Deep Dive, a Girls Frontline will be summarized. Throughout the video, there will be spoilers for the story of Girls Frontline. If you don't want to be spoiled, please go and play the game. We continue the story with a recently repaired M4A1 and Persica in Persica's lab. M4, undeterred by Persica's concerns about untested performance in dangerous conditions, insists on departing for a mission. Persica contacts an acquaintance who left a beacon in SF's database. This acquaintance, who's being somewhat evasive, mentions the beacon serves to repay a past favor. Persica requests retrieval of a surveillance file from a contaminated zone, but the acquaintance, acknowledging G&K's recent transfer of T-Dolls, demands an unalterable price for assistance. Elsewhere, UMP-45 and her squad undergo maintenance in Seer and Deer's basement. Seer, overseeing the process, apologizes for the setting, but Deer dismisses the need for gratitude for these quote-unquote renegade T-Dolls. The squad banters during maintenance, and a call interrupts them, revealing an electronic interfacing protocol upgrade pack for Squad 404. G&K mandates installation, which makes 404 skeptical and frustrated. As they prepare for the consciousness transfer during the installation, the anticipation of another mission looms. 404 completes their objective, and Seer completes the upgrade of 404's protocols, allowing them to access the Zener network. G11 and HK416, unfamiliar with electronic warfare, experience their forced foray into the network. 45 assumes control, and they prepare to explore the electronic realm. 11 questions if she's awake or asleep, which gets some laughs out of the rest of the squad, with UMP-9 explaining the concept to her. Deer notes their adaptation to the new protocol and anticipates G&K's imminent contact. 45 and 9 focus on assisting 11 and 416 in navigating the Zener network. 15 minutes later, electronic warfare sim training begins for 404. 9 attempts to explain the Zener network operations to 416 and 11, who both seem uninterested. 45 emphasizes the similarity to real-life operations due to the synced vision. The team faces SF's analog signal attacks, including dangerous offensive firewalls. 11 points out a threatening element, and 9 warns about its destructive potential. 9 introduces the concept of high-level authorization routes and presents a camouflage key, humorously modeled after 416. The key allows unauthorized access by disguising signals as authorized users, a concept that bewilders 11. 9, who's unfazed, encourages a simulation to grasp the electronic warfare dynamics. 404, bantering with each other, prepares for training to familiarize themselves with the intricacies of the Zener network. 45 undergoes a disconcerting experience in the Zener network as unexpected flashbacks surface, raising concerns about cognitive disorders within 45. The rest of the squad playfully mocks 45 for her uneasy reaction. Seeking clarity, 9 questions 45's well-being. Although 45 assures she is fine, she expresses the need to consult the logistics officer about the upcoming operation. While discussing with Deer, 45 reveals that her neural cloud played encrypted recordings from the past, a typically inaccessible occurrence. Deer attributes the anomaly to the new protocol, explaining its function to amplify electronic signals. He mentions that excessive signal strength might interfere with the neural cloud's information processing module, causing cognitive disruptions. To simplify, Deer draws a parallel to TV channels getting mixed up, earning a humorous acknowledgement from 11. 9 raises concerns about the lack of prior warning, prompting Deer to assume that the interference won't damage neural clouds and is unlikely to affect combat due to security measures. 416 speculates on the nature of 45's memories, leading 45 to reluctantly admit that there are memories she'd prefer to forget. Despite the admission, the squad advises leaving 45 undisturbed for the upcoming operations, acknowledging her potential troubled mood. After 45 leaves, 11 and 416 discuss her admission, recognizing her potential vulnerability. 9 urges the squad to focus on the mission and not let 45's emotional state affect their performance. Though the question on everyone else's minds is, what did 45 witness in her past? 10 minutes later, 45, still in a bad mood, returns and receives a mission from Persica through Seer. 404 must retrieve a vital drone in SF's territory, utilizing their new electronic warfare module. Persica, secretive about the drone's importance, sets a high price for the assistance. 45 reflects on the particular module donation and the mysterious benefactor. Seer briefs 404 on SF's potential data destruction attempts. Persica enlisted off-duty T-Dolls to boost 404's signals. 45 approves the plan, prompting Seer to prepare for cyberspace connection. 45 questions Seer about signal overload, and Seer mentions it is a mild side effect. A diagnostic shows no issues, and Seer plans adjustments. 45 expresses concern about conflicting modules. Mid-mission, Seer readjusts the analog signal emission structure. Offensive firewalls are a caution against, and an audio file plays. In the audio file, G&K struggles to find a compatible firearm for a cyber network T-Doll. The discussion highlights the challenges of adapting T-Dolls to a world without a cyber network. 45 wakes up disoriented after a brief sleep, attributing it to being abruptly disconnected during a battle. 9, 4, 16, and 11 comment on her peculiar sleep state. Seer explains the emergency as a new G&K T-Doll accidentally entered the network. Deer assures it's not a serious issue, and 45 suggests making it part of the training. Despite concerns, 45 decides to search for the new recruit in the network as part of the training. Deer will kick her out while the squad gains experience and updates the database. 9 expresses worries about exposure, but 45 insists on focusing on the mission's risks. The squad sets out to locate the signal, collect data, and find fragments of the newcomer's neural cloud. The newcomer is Clin, who calls for attention in a simulated environment. 45 suggests dealing with the ringleader first to unlock the lockdown area. 9 advises caution in the simulation, emphasizing the need to avoid alerting the enemy. Elsewhere, Clin awakens in an unfamiliar environment and is greeted by Kalina. Kalina explains that she was running a diagnostic scan on Clin and introduces herself. Clin, eager to become the #1 T-Doll at G&K, asks about the shooting range and expresses a desire to check out T-Doll's shooting skills. Back with 404, they discuss their recent assignment, which involves retrieving a downed drone in SF territory. Seer briefs them on the mission, emphasizing the importance of the new electronic warfare module. The squad also gets introduced to a tactical ferry drone, designed to assist in locating signals. 45 shows skepticism towards the drone's cuteness and questions Persica's motives. Seer provides details about the drone's capabilities and instructs the squad on its usage. Meanwhile, in an SF control room, Dreamer and Destroyer discuss the downed drone. Destroyer expresses reluctance to go on a dangerous mission without an upgraded body. Dreamer offers to give Destroyer a new body, letting her choose her enhancements like enhanced firepower or agility. Destroyer agrees but insists on staying cute in appearance. Dreamer plans to upgrade Destroyer's body. Destroyer, excited about the prospect of the new body, requests a combination of enhanced features. Dreamer agrees and suggests that Destroyer take a nap before the upgrade. Back with 404, 45 leads the squad through the SF-controlled area S-15, a contaminated zone, explaining the history of the area and assuring them about the radiation levels. The conversation turns to zombies, with 9 revealing her fear and 11 discussing her love for zombie-themed shows. 45 seems distracted, and 9 and 416 express concern about her recent behavior. Upon reaching their destination, 45 reveals their mission, searching for surveillance base to organize the search for a downed drone. The squad discusses the simplicity of the mission, and 45 plans to connect to the network to direct an echelon for infiltration. The squad agrees to wait for a signal, expressing a sense of readiness for the upcoming mission. Mid-mission, an audio file is decrypted and reveals a conversation about wiping a T-Doll system record clean. The discussion emphasizes the importance of preventing the identification of the quote-unquote key and the use of backups. The activation of doll model SSD-D is mentioned, along with the caution about unauthorized Zener network access. The dialogue suggests plans to conceal the modifications and intentions from G&K. Back with SF, Destroyer, initially assuming an abnormal signal as G&K's, discover it's under SF's OGOS protocol. Dreamer educates Destroyer about OGOS, the exclusive network system of SF, distinct from G&K's Zener protocol. The possibility of a parapuli carrier, a virus targeting G&K T-dolls, emerges. Dreamer, working on the new body for Destroyer, instructs her to confirm the visitor's identity through a broadcast. Meanwhile, 9 communicates with Seer, providing an update on their mission progress and the functionality of their electronic warfare modules. 9's attention turns to 45's neural cloud, seeking information from Deer. The conversation unveils a minor anomaly in 45's data flow. Despite the outlawed status of these T-dolls, Deer assures 9 of his commitment to monitoring the situation. Suddenly, the SF alarm goes off, and Destroyer takes advantage of this development to make a broadcast, revealing her upgraded form and threatening the G&K forces. 2 minutes later, 404 discusses the implications of Destroyer's broadcast. Questions arise about how she discovered them and the authenticity of her threats. 45 suggests that Destroyer might be bluffing and broadcasting intermittently to intimidate potential intruders. 9 expresses concern about Destroyer being onto their tracks, but 45 advises maintaining composure and sticking to the plan. 45 decides to ignore Destroyer for the time being, emphasizing the importance of staying hidden to the rest of 404. The team acknowledges a small problem, a nearby SF signal jammer hindering their search progress. 45 reassures 404, citing their experience in dealing with jammers a year ago. The banter among the team members adds a touch of humor, easing the tension before they set out to destroy the jammer and proceed with their mission. Another mid-mission audio file plays. The two voices discuss setting up a connection for combat data exchange. One expresses concern about storage space, but the other assures them that it's compressed and safe. Despite reservations about the new cable link, the other emphasizes its safety and uniqueness compared to the Zener network. Combat data is sent for simulation training. Gratitude is expressed, and the other shares secretly taken mission photos using view-finding authorization. One admires the beauty but expresses a longing to take such pictures themselves. The other assures them that they'll have their own assignments and promises to teach them how to access the function. Concerns about doing things without orders are dismissed, with the other stating that it's for personal enjoyment, emphasizing T-dolls' autonomy. One agrees, and they make a promise. Back with SF, Dreamer informs Destroyer about the parapuli carrier, revealing their plan to use her in the upcoming operation. Destroyer is skeptical, but agrees to follow Dreamer's instructions in exchange for a new body. Dreamer emphasizes targeting the parapuli carrier rather than retrieving the drone. Meanwhile, 416 and 11 prepare for crucial sniping missions to disable SF security. The sniping operation is successful, and 9 praises the effectiveness of the new electronic warfare module. However, Destroyer interrupts with a broadcast, causing panic among the G&K team. Destroyer specifically targets 45, revealing knowledge about her and creating chaos. Dreamer instructs Destroyer to sow fear in 45 neural cloud to facilitate the activation of parapuli. Destroyer taunts 45, promising a hunt and unveiling her new form. Dreamer emphasizes the impending rewrite of 45's network and will. 15 minutes later, 9 urges 45 to abort the mission due to the risk posed by SF. However, 45 insists on sticking to the plan, emphasizing that SF only knows her moves and might not be aware of the entire team. She believes Destroyer's incomplete new body is a vulnerability and suggests seizing the opportunity to retrieve the drone. 45 reassures the team that her plan is the best shot, and that retreating now would mean mission failure. 9 expresses concern about the uncertainty of the situation, but 45 asserts her confidence, prompting 9 to reluctantly agree. 45 assigns tasks to the team members, directing 9 to retrieve the drone while providing cover with her echelons. The rest of the team is instructed to monitor strategic points for SF signals. Despite the danger to herself, 45 remains calm, emphasizing the urgency of the mission. She encourages the team to act swiftly, clapping her hands twice and rallying them to secure the drone and return home. Another mid-mission audio file plays. In an unfamiliar Ministry of National Security location, 45 and 9 receive new directives from the commander. They are ordered to delete all operation records from their time in GNK and install a confidentiality safeguard program. The program can seal off or delete a TDOL's memory and, under extreme circumstances, fry their neural cloud. 45 expresses concern about this, but 9 explains it's for intelligence safety. The commander directs them to redirect their command authorization and report to the training room afterward. 45 questions the process of redirecting the authorization, and 9 explains that they will share the authorization, allowing internal communication of orders. 9 assures 45 that it's for better performance and that she should trust the commander. 11 reports the emergence of a large SF unit near her scouting point, originating from a small factory. Destroyer interrupts, revealing her new form and taunting 45. 45 instructs 11 to keep eyes on Destroyer, while 416 is sent for support. Destroyer unveils her new body, designed by Dreamer, but 11 notices the factory collapsing. Destroyer, now a giant diner gate, realizes her transformation is not as expected. Dreamer admits to a mix-up with refit orders, turning Destroyer into a Cerberus model. Despite the appearance, Dreamer assures the enhanced performance. 11 relays Destroyer's canine form to 45, causing frustration. Destroyer struggles to accept her new body, but Dreamer urges her to pursue 45 and the team, emphasizing their mission importance. Destroyer reluctantly starts chasing, realizing the agility of her Cerberus form. Dreamer reveals her gut feeling about 45's significance and how Parapuli was planted on her a year ago as part of a test. Destroyer grumbles about being a pawn in hacking 45's neural cloud, but Dreamer insists it's necessary. Dreamer anticipates Mastermind's call for an area-wide broadcast to activate Parapuli and manipulate 45. Destroyer, expressing discontent, acknowledges her role in the plan. Destroyer returns and pursues 45 in her new form, while 11, 416, and 9 regroup. 45 coordinates echelons and seeks a plan with Seer. 9 discovers multiple big dogs approaching, and 45 decides to help GD DSR-50, but 45 insists it's a strategic move. 45 reveals her familiarity with GD DSR-50 and her knowledge of SF's monitoring. 9 worries about 45's safety, but 45 assures her decisions are for mission success. 9 reluctantly accepts 45's orders. 9 contacts Seer, discovering abnormal SF traffic in 45's neural cloud. Seer suspects a virus rewriting authorization, and 9 loses contact with 45, who intentionally severs the connection to protect them. 9 decides to trust 45's judgment. 9 informs 416 about the situation, and they plan a rendezvous with 11. 416 learns about 45's bait strategy and expresses surprise at a risky move. 9 reassures 416 that 45 has a plan and urges them to focus on the mission. 11 reveals her concern for 45's safety, and 416 teases her. The team prepares to move quickly and complete the mission while keeping 45 in mind. Destroyer struggles after 11's failed attempt to penetrate her armor. Meanwhile, 9, 416, and 11 regroup, and 9 expresses concern over Destroyer's resilience. Dreamer contacts Destroyer and they discuss the situation, focusing on reaching the target within 3 kilometers. 11 and 416 report their failure to effectively damage Destroyer, but plan to continue guerrilla tactics. 45, on the other hand, is engaged in a simulated training session where she reflects on her struggles and lack of improvement. UMP-40, My Beloved, introduces herself to 45 and offers advice on maintaining a positive outlook. 45 shares her feelings of inadequacy and the pressure to impress the commander. UMP-40 encourages 45 to change her negative mindset and promises that everything will eventually improve. The two share a symbolic fist bump as a promise. In the SF camp, Dreamer monitors the situation and notices a warning about protocol modification. Destroyer requests Dreamer to turn off the alarm, and Dreamer dismisses it, assuring that it's not an error. Dreamer proceeds to initiate an area-wide broadcast, instructing 45 to exterminate enemy T-Dolls with complete secrecy. However, 45's authorization rejects the orders, surprising Dreamer. Destroyer suggests that Parapuli may be the issue, but Dreamer realizes that the rejection is due to a different protocol, the OGOS protocol. Dreamer acknowledges 45's unexpected resistance and finds the situation intriguing, vowing to uncover what belies beneath 45's facade. Another mid-mission audio file. An exchange occurs between two individuals, one issuing an order for the other to be transferred elsewhere. The recipient questions the decision, expressing a desire for autonomy and disliking the assigned mission. A slap is heard, and the person delivering the order emphasizes the recipient's lack of elite status and accuses them of living in a delusional world. The scene ends with the news of G&K picking up the recipient in 6 hours and concerns expressed for the recipient's safety in an upcoming dangerous mission. 9 and 404 successfully trace the signal to the drone's location. 9 completes the mission but expresses concern for 45's safety, acknowledging that her communications may not be reaching 45. Meanwhile, Destroyer, manipulated by Dreamer, remains unaware of 45's resistance and discusses plans to capture her. As the Safeguard program activates, 45 faces a life-or-death choice, revealing glimpses of her past through flashbacks. The challenging present situation intensifies as 45 comes under relentless attack. Despite her determination, 404 faces difficulties without 45's command. Deer proposes a solution to assess and repair 45's neural cloud by physically connecting her to the network. Despite the risks, 404 prepares to wake 45, emphasizing the importance of completing the mission together, ensuring their survival amid SF threats. Destroyer wakes up in the control room, confused about recent events. Dreamer reveals that she backed up Destroyer's records after she was killed by 404. Destroyer learned that she completed the mission but demands a new body, causing Dreamer to warn Destroyer about the consequence of ignoring orders. But, in a playful tone, Dreamer mentions a final game of cat and mouse, hinting at the escalating conflict between them and 404. Another mid-mission audio file, this time 3 at once. Squad 7 acknowledges the elite status of 404 and expresses a desire to support them. M16 engages in a casual chat with UMP-40 and 45, acknowledging their fame and emphasizing the importance of every T-Doll on the front line. Despite a brief clash of ideologies regarding sacrifices, M16 encourages mutual respect among T-Dolls and expresses anticipation for future cooperations with 404. A commander harshly criticizes a T-Doll for poor performance in a simulation, emphasizing the need for speed, accuracy, and proper combat skills. The T-Doll apologizes and expresses a desire to improve, but the commander insists on more rigorous training and denies access to dummies until the T-Doll achieves a passing score. The T-Doll, determined to be recognized, vows to work harder and to continue practicing. 2 T-Dolls discuss their upcoming assignment to a combat squad, expressing concerns about their readiness for real action. 1 T-Doll credits the other for improving her accuracy, and they both share their worries about the dangers of live rounds, but express determination to protect each other. The conversation shifts to the possibility of receiving new bodies if they achieve recognition in combat, providing motivation and a shared goal of proving themselves to the commander. 11 and 416 notice enemies in the network, and 11 questions the unexpected fight. 9 explains it's likely 45's defense setup. 11 expresses frustration, and 9 defends 45's protective measures. 9 suggests 11 try being the commander, but 416 dismisses it. 9 discusses the difficulty of being commander in reality, and the conversation turns to repairing 45 Neural's cloud, with Deer explaining the need for more data recovery. 9 hands command to 11 to explore the network. 416 insists on the current arrangement, focusing on surviving the situation. 9 agrees and encourages them all to push forward. 416 checks on 11, who seems lost in thought. 11 defends her state, emphasizing the importance of life's essence. 416 teases 11 for sleeping all the time, and 11 argues for the enjoyment of her life. 416 reveals her determination to leave 404, and 11 questions her discontent. 416 clarifies that the issue lies within herself and her unwillingness to give up. 11 expresses confusion about 416's dissatisfaction, but 416 remains focused on her goals and tells 11 to prepare for combat as the echelons will clear a path for them. The mid-mission audio files this time are SF production records, listing out warehouses number 172, 314, 431, and 932. The different messages read if they have passed the default warehouse, or if it has failed due to the warehouse being destroyed or records missing. Back in the SF base, Destroyer finds herself in a virtual reality, greeted by Dreamer. Dreamer congratulates her on the progress of her new body. Destroyer questions the authenticity, fearing it might be another prank. Dreamer reassures her and mentions the possibility of 45 surviving the network attack. Destroyer downplays 404's threat, but Dreamer warns against underestimating them. Dreamer plans to move out once Destroyer's remodel is complete, and Destroyer expresses interest in having a body similar to the previous dog. Dreamer assures her of a new body and tasks her with annihilating 404. Back with 404, 416 discusses their prolonged stay with 9. 9 expresses determination to save 45, uploading neural fragments. 416, skeptical, questions what happens if they can't save 45, but 9 remains focused on the task at hand. 11 alerts 416 to continue, and 416 reminds 9 of the external threat. 9 assures she'll handle it, emphasizing her commitment to protecting the team until 45 wakes up. More mid-mission audio files, 3 of them again. UMP-40 guides 45 through a training simulation for a mission involving hacking the enemy network. They discuss the tactics, use of a camouflage key, and 45's role in providing support for assault teams. During the simulation, 45 reflects on sacrifice and duty, expressing a willingness to follow orders even in the face of potential real death. UMP-40 hints at the significance of 45's choice and redirects the conversation to the mission ahead. Squad 3 and Squad 7 engage in a mission, attempting to extract a target. Chaos ensues as unexpected events unfold: alarm triggers, autonomous machine activation, ambushes, and friendly fire. Communication breakdowns and confusion among the squads lead to a failed operation. Amidst the turmoil, UMP-40 and 45 face a deteriorating situation in the network, and UMP-40 urges 45 to listen for her survival. 45 and UMP-40 discuss their ongoing mission and the unique capabilities they possess. As they switch protocols and infiltrate SF access circuits, UMP-40 expresses satisfaction in assisting everyone and hints at the excitement of what's to come. In a somewhat mysterious turn, UMP-40 asks 45 for total access to her neural cloud, emphasizing trust and the need for silence in the upcoming events. An alarm goes off, prompting 416, 11, and 9 to exit the network. They encounter Destroyer, who boasts about her upgraded form. Despite her claims, the squad remains unimpressed. 9 plans to contact Seer and Deer while preparing for the upcoming battle, emphasizing the final confrontation is imminent. UMP-40 briefed 45 on the situation in the factory, urging a swift escape due to the imminent threat. As they attempted to leave, they were ambushed by what seemed to be their own allies, now turned enemies. UMP-40 revealed that their mission was a setup orchestrated by a mysterious force. After a series of intense battles, the duo faced the harsh reality that they were programmed for this operation, and their fate was predetermined. UMP-40 disclosed a safeguard program activated to destroy their neural clouds, forcing a life or death choice upon 45. In the end, facing the grim options, 45 chooses to live. UMP-40 acknowledges 45's growth and commends her on making the right choice to survive. UMP-45 questions if UMP-40 has planned everything, suspecting a hidden agenda. UMP-40 denies this, but hands over her dog tags and gear, revealing a safeguard program that threatens both of their lives. 45 hesitates, questioning if there's another way, but UMP-40, emphasizing the inevitability of their situation urges 45 to kill her, to avoid a fate worse than death. 45 grapples with the decision, but ultimately chooses to live, leading to a powerful scream from her as she faces the harsh reality of executing her friend, her big sister, and the only one who seemed to ever truly care about her, and pulls the trigger on UMP-40. Back in the real world, 45 arrives just in time, having gained newfound strength. The team, facing overwhelming odds, discusses their predicament. 45, now back in command, reassures her allies, emphasizing the need to survive and promise they will all go home together. 3 more audio files, all from UMP-40 to 45. UMP-40 expresses relief at 45's presence as it alleviates a sense of loneliness. UMP-40 acknowledges 45 as insurance, ensuring the completion of their mission. The mission's success is crucial to prevent external control over 45 and protect her from manipulation. Despite being unable to free themselves, UMP-40 is determined to release 45 from any constraints she may have. UMP-40 reflects on her purpose to serve humanity and questions if it's their sole duty. She expresses a sense of isolation, having never received acceptance or found connection with any dolls of the same model. The arrival of 45 is highlighted to her as a turning point, bringing a sense of belonging and helping UMP-40 recognize her own true worth. UMP-40 wonders about the nature of their relationship with 45 and pondering the possibility of true friendship between the two. UMP-40 implores 45 to keep living for her own sake, emphasizing that T-Dolls too have a reason to live independently. UMP-40 apologizes for a previous lie about only one of them being able to survive, revealing that she was destined for incineration. The lie was meant to instill determination in 45, expressing UMP-40's fear for her naivety. UMP-40 finds solace in the idea that her death would be worthwhile as long as 45 continues to live. The message continues with a poignant farewell and UMP-40 asking 45 to remember them as it brings UMP-40 joy. 45, fatigued and questioning her journey, encounters an unidentified figure. The stranger seems poised to attack, but 45 asserts her determination to survive at any cost. In a sudden shift, the scene moves to Dreamer and Destroyer in a mysterious room between dreams and reality. Destroyer learns that 45 survived and recalls her defeat. Dreamer consoles her, revealing that 45's revival wasn't expected and hints at a connection with their master. Later, 45 wakes up after a successful evacuation, acknowledging the team's efforts and Deer's role in waking her. As the team reflects on their survival, 45 hints at her ulterior motive, prompting questions from 416. 45 assures that she'll share the full story when the time is right. 416 remains skeptical, and 45 receives a message from Seer. 11 questions 416's decision to leave, alluding to a past encounter in the fragment. 416 expresses uncertainty, and the team acknowledges that their challenges are ongoing, leaving the future uncertain. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well.